So what is our plan? Well, number one, this is our new base. So if things go a bit pear-shaped in the future, like this year has, then we've got a safe place to race back to. Other things, I don't plan to stop traveling around in the caravan. It's still going to be a caravan channel. It's just going to also sometimes be a off-grid lifestyle channel, I guess. And we're not in a rush to really build anything. It's possibly going to annoy the neighbours, but oh well. Number one, we just don't have the money for it. And number two, I guess there's no big rush. We've got 2 caravans and a bus and some containers, so we can get by. I've learnt this most of this year that we can have a gypsy type base and get by. So first things first, at the moment Hayden can't actually get his bus onto this property. The entrance is just too narrow. Well, number one, the gate's too narrow, and then the road is too narrow for him to be able to swing his bus around. So the new entrance will probably go here, which is actually on the limb report for the subdivision of the land. That is the proposed area for the main gate anyway. So that simplifies things a bit. It's already kind of half flattened, but we're going to have a nice big entrance so that Hayden's bus can easily get in, and all of his containers on the trucks, and yeah. It'd be good that, Hayden can actually get onto his own land. So that's probably one of the first things for us to do. And something I've actually already started, I am planting hedges and privacy screens, just because there's a few spots where it would be good to have a bit more privacy, particularly along that far boundary line. I've noticed people will drive along the road and have a good old look into our section, and I'm going to start planting fruit trees along the top there too. So that's something I can start on my own right now. These are the plants that I've bought already. 2 Veggie trees, which will go as a hedge along that side, and then a plum and an apple tree to start off my fruit forest. Well, you got to start somewhere, right? And I'm seriously wanting this area to be a park over property, or I suppose the official name is CAP, because we'll probably be charging people to stay here. But yeah, this whole area for RVers to come in and stay and admire the view, admire the deer, have a simple entrance. We're probably going to have to make it more RV friendly, so that if you've got 2-wheel drive and it's rained a lot, you can still get out. At the moment it'd be a bit, chancy. But maybe we could just get it going and just say, heads up, if it's raining, you need a 4-wheel drive. So to start with, there'll be a gentle slope, so I'm imagining everyone will have to face that way and then tilt their caravan or their motorhome up at the front, just so you're level. But I don't know, my channel is all about caravans, so you've got to have a caravan section, right? And this is just first impressions, so these plans might change all the time, but right now we're considering having this area for Hayden's containers and his workshop as well, so he can have his bus come in after a music event and just sort everything out straight into his containers, make life a little bit easier for him. And we are considering having a workshop that you guys, RVers, can come and make use of Hayden's tools. Still very much in the ideas section, but what do you think? Do you think that's a good idea? At the moment, he rents out his tools to one of the music festivals anyway, so it's kind of an extension of the same idea. Yeah, and we both like the idea of helping people out, like increasing people's knowledge in that area. I've learnt a lot, and I'd be happy to encourage others to learn more too. And what I mentioned in the last video is I want Vinny to become the friends and family accommodation here, and I'm also thinking you guys can come and stay in Vinny too. So it'll become the kind of the guest accommodation. And what do we plan to live in? Well, to start off, the caravan and the bus, just like we've done for most of this year. I initially thought the first base would be here. It's pretty flat, you get quite a lot of privacy, apart from that one side. But I've learned that it's too wet. As soon as it rains a little bit, that becomes just a sea of a pool on top of the grass. And the thing is, if we just move up to here, it'll be dry. So the next time I shift the caravan, I'm gonna move it here where it will be at least a bit drier after wet days. And plans for the future? I would really like a warm sleep out for winter. But it all depends on time and money, which could be challenging. Yeah, it'd be nice to build an annex that could sit right next to the caravan, and so I don't have to go from the caravan to the bus in my puffer jacket and whatever weather into Hayden's cold bus. It would be nice just to have a sleep out attached to the caravan. So that's on my wish list. We'll see if it happens. A movable cabin, and one that doesn't require council permission. So there'll be no water in it, no kitchen, and it has to be under a certain size. So there's some restrictions, but it's doable, I think. It's doable. One of the first things we need to do is sort out the water. At the moment I've got 200 litre tank sitting in the back of the ute, which will do. It will do the job for now, just so that I'm comfortable on the land, but not long term. So we will be buying a very large water tank, and then we need to build some type of structure, don't know what it's for yet, to collect that water. In long term, it'd be nice to have a cabin up in that corner, make the most of these views. But that's going to be very slow, because if we want to do it right, it's through the council, and we started looking at prices and it just kept going up and up and up. So we considered a tiny house, but to get a proper chassis is 10 grand to start with, and councils keep changing rules around tiny houses, so you might spend all that money building it and then find that the rules have changed and you're not allowed to have it on your land anymore. Since it's our land, we can build something permanent. I don't really want to risk having someone knocking on the door saying, hey, you can't have that, that's wrong. So if you know the rules well around the council in New Zealand, please let me know. I am keen to learn. We're kind of trying to figure out how to do it cheaply. Yep, any tips would be appreciated. And a project I thought I would start straight away, but in fact it's taking me forever, and that is the veggie patch. In a way I'm glad, because we had a heavy frost a couple of days ago. It's beautiful, but it would have killed all my vegetables. As it is, I had the vegetables in Vinny, and I think my climbing beans were affected anyway, so I'm losing those. I'll have to replant them. But I'm going to experiment with the veggie patches. This one I'm trying cardboard on the ground to kill the grass, and a slightly raised bed with some good soil mix. But I'm going to try a few variations, I think. And Mum visited a couple of days ago to finally see the land. She liked it, which is good. She's super camera shy, so this is all you're going to see of her. A huge thank you again. Without her alone, this would not have been possible. So yeah, very grateful. And I finally got this main shower working. It was a little bit hard getting a hold of that water pump because I'd driven to Taupo Bunnings to get it. They didn't actually have any in stock. I really should have checked before driving there. And then I couldn't really get one sent here because none of the surrounding Bunnings had it in stock either. So that's one of the weird things New Zealand Bunnings has at the moment. They don't seem to have a centre store that you could get something sent from. It has to be from a local shop. So eventually I got it sent to Mum, and then Mum bought it when she visited the land, so finally I was able to assemble it. Hayden had sent through a video explaining how to assemble the pump, which was super handy. I had a few hiccups with a little bit of an issue trying to connect the water filter to it, so I currently am not using the water filter. And then I had an issue actually getting the water running in the shower. After a bit of testing, it does look like the metal shower hose section is possibly blocked or something's going on there. So I'm just currently using a hose, but still a lot nicer than the Caravan shower.